Hi, thanks for your question. So I had posted a video about how you choose an embryo to transfer if you're doing a frozen embryo transfer where the embryo's been frozen. In that case, you can have a lot more information about the embryo. But if you're doing a fresh, it's actually an embryo transfer because it's a fertilized egg, then you don't have quite as much information to go on. If you're doing what's called a day 5 or a blastocyst transfer, then you're going to choose the embryo that made it to the blastocyst stage. So you can have a group of eggs that you collect at an egg retrieval. You'll have a group of eggs growing, and some of them may make it to blastocyst stage, that big soccer ball shape, by day 5. Some will not. If you have one that has made it to that stage, that's the one you would choose. If you have multiple that made it to the blastocyst stage, you're doing a fresh transfer, then you would choose the one that's basically scored the best. So they look at how big the embryo is, basically. That's the first number. It can be a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. And then they look at the cells in the embryo and basically they see how clear they are. And they'll give them a ranking, either 1, 2, 3, with 1 being the best, or A, B, C, with A being the best. And they'll look at the inner part of the embryo of the blastocyst that becomes the embryo and the outer cells that become like the placenta, and they'll give a ranking for the embryo cells and one for the placenta cells, basically, simply put. So they'll use those rankings for a fresh embryo transfer because you can't do the testing on the embryo to check its viability or chromosome number when it's a fresh transfer. You have to freeze the embryos to do that testing. So that's how you choose that embryo for a fresh transfer. So let me know if you have any other questions about this.